It's March 17th. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. But it's the middle of the month, so it's a good time for me to get my cabbage into the ground. They say to plant your cabbage somewhere between 4 to 6 weeks before your last spring frost. Depending on my calendar that I look at, it could be anywhere from April 15th to April 30th. So this will be 4 to 6 weeks, depending on which one I'm looking at. So I'm gonna bring you over to the garden. We're gonna be planting these at home, and we'll get them in. They're gonna be planted in this bed at home. This is where I had my garlic growing last year. And if you recall, I had said I'm gonna be planting peas along the back edge so that they grow up this fence here. And so this bed is 21 inches long, so the peas don't need very much room back there since they're going to be growing up the fence. So I got the whole front end of the bed to work with. So I'm going to be planting them right along here, right down the whole row. In the past, I've spaced my cabbage 12 inches apart. And this year I'm going to try something different. I'm going to plant them 16 inches apart. This is the Golden Acre Cabbage, and the recommended spacing is anywhere from 16 to 24 inches or 18 to 24 inches apart. But I'm going to go 16 inches, and so that's going to give me 8 plants. I initially planned on planting 10 to 12 down here, but as I said, I'm going to try and space them a little bit further apart, give them a little bit more room to spread out. Supposedly that'll give me bigger heads. It's one thing I've always been disappointed with my cabbage. While I've gotten decent cabbage out of it, the heads have always been smaller than what I've wanted. So I'm going to see if I give them a little bit more room, maybe I'll be able to bulk up their head size a little bit. So I have 12 plants here, and I actually have 4 more in the greenhouse, and I'm only going to be planting 8, but actually I'm not going to be planting 8. I'm really only going to be planting 6. And this gives me the option of choosing the best, healthiest plants to put in the ground. But the only reason I'm going to be planting 6 is because I also have some red cabbage that I want to go in at the end of the garden down there. But they're not ready to come out yet. They're not big enough. I mean, I could probably plant them out, but I want them to be a little bit bigger. Maybe not quite as big as this, but a little bit bigger than they are. So I'm going to plant these out. I'll choose the 6 healthiest ones and put them in the ground. And as I said, I'm going to plant them 16 inches apart. So I actually have a tape measure laid out, and I'm going to start 6 inches in from the bed. So I don't care if the leaves go over that way, because I forget what I'm planting there. I don't think it's pumpkins again, but probably a melon of some sort going in that bed there. And it'll end up curling all around in here. So I don't mind if the leaves go over a little bit into that bed. So I'll start at 6 inches, then 24 inches, and or 22 inches, 38 inches, and so forth. Every 6 till I plant 8 plants, and then I'll leave some room for the red cabbage at the end. So I'm going to probably about figuring a 1 foot square area. So about 6 inches in the middle. I'll dig a hole deep. I'm going to put a handful of blood meal into the bottom of the hole, and then I'll put the plug into the hole. And I'm going to bury the plug a little bit deeper up to the bottom of the first leaves. Cabbage likes good firm compaction around it. I mean, you don't want to cramp down the soil around it, but it likes a firm soil, and it'll do well with the being buried deeper, because it'll give the plant some support. The soil got a layer of compost and chopped leaves put on the top of it last fall, and it's allowed to break down over the winter and over time. What you see here is actually the compost that was made with the Carfo kitchen top composter that I had reviewed. It's done really well. I make a batch every day, every other day, and then I come out and I just sprinkle it on top of the garden bed. And I've actually done the entire garden down here. I still have a little ways to go down at the other end of the bed, but that'll end up just breaking down over time as well. Just continue adding to the soil. But that's what you're seeing on top here. So I said I'm going to start about 6 inches, and I'm going to start right about, I can go back a little bit, only because, as I said, the beans are going to be back here, and that way the leaves won't come over into the path too much. So I'll go more towards the middle of the bed, and I'm just going to get down around to my palm area here, the bottom of my fingers, make a hole, get a good handful of blood meal and throw that into the hole. And then I'll take one of these plants, the healthiest one, so this one here looks pretty good, so I'm going to take that one out. Should have remembered my fork trick. It's got some decent roots on it, and it's a nice healthy plant, and as I said, I'm going to plant it deep and just push the soil in around it, firm it in nice, try to make a little bowl around it, and that way it'll just be a natural way to capture rain like that. So 16 inches over from that, going to be 22 inches. I'm not sure if you're still in view, so let me turn you. So we're at 22 inches. Stick that over there. So right about here. So I've got my hole dug here. Another handful of bone meal. And over the next couple of months, it'll do well, reaching down into that mix. So I'm going to use one of these plants here. As I said, it gives me the option of choosing the best plants. So this one here looks really nice. So I'm going to use my fork that I used when I was planting the onions, that helped me get the entire root ball out, and just loosen it up a little bit, and then you can pick up the whole thing. And so now you've got a nice thing to plant here. Plant it in the soil. So from 38 and 16, we're going to go to 54 inches, which is right here. I got my fork, and then scoop it out. There you go. Ground is pretty wet because it rained last night, so it's a little bit wetter than what I would want to use, but that's okay. So now we'll go out to 70 inches. Oops, and then drop it on the ground. All right. Particularly because cabbage plants are big enough, I do like making a little bowl around them. A lot of plants you can't really do that because they're so small, or you're planting them really close together. But with cabbages, I do like to do that. So that'll be 86. It'll be right by our garlic plant. I don't know if they're incompatible plants to plant together, but the cabbage will be out before the garlic will be harvested. And the garlic will be tall enough by the time the leaves start spreading, so I'm not too concerned about planting it so close to the garlic. So right around here it's supposed to go, so it's going to go right there. Some more blood meal in here. Put that in the soil. Here you can see the chopped up leaf mulch that's been over the ground and breaking down. Every year I add a layer of compost and the chopped up leaves, and it just gives me a good replenishment of nutrients, soil structure, and tilth with the soil. So as I said, I got a lot of extra plants here, but I'm not going to throw them away, not yet anyway. I'm going to put them to the side in case anything happens to these plants. I'll have a replacement. But if these, start taking and grow fine, then what I might do is plant a couple of these in buckets or something like that, and put them out in the garden to grow. That way I won't waste them all. I probably won't plant all, what I have, 8, 9 more plants left. Like I said, I was planting 10 to 12 of them, but only 6 are going in. So, and I had 20 or 16, math is hard, 16. So I have a lot left over. Because the soil is so moist from having rain last night, I'm not going to actually water them in right now, but I will water them again tomorrow, assuming it doesn't rain again. And just for the first week or so, you want to give them good regular waterings to give their roots a chance to establish in the ground and not dry out. But I do want to cover the plants. I do have a fabric cloth that I am going to put over it eventually, but it's still getting a little cool down into the 30s, upper 30s, 38, 39. Some nights, most nights it's in the 40s, but some nights it dips down into the 30s. So I've got a little bell cover that I'm going to put over them. So I picked up these plastic cloches from Dollar Tree last year. I think they have them again this year. I picked up a couple of dozen of them. I used them a little bit last year when I was, the year before? I forget now. When I was growing rutabagas. When I was growing my rutabagas, so it must have been 2 years ago, because they were in the main bed here, and it was getting cold, really cold overnight, so I used it to cover. Now it does have little holes here, I guess, that you can drive spikes through to hold it in place, because they will blow away if it's windy. So you just place it over the top like that, and it even has like a little vent here. You can control the airflow in it. So I'm going to put it over the top of the plant, and then I'm going to just back some soil around the outside just to stop any drafts from coming in underneath. And I'm not going to keep this on very long, just till the plants get established for a couple of days. And maybe I'll close it to half, and maybe I'll even get a couple of nails. I have a couple of big nails, long nails, I can drive into the ground there. But I'll just give them a little bit of protection. And then, you have to remember to remove them, particularly for cabbages and other cold crops, because you don't want them to get overheated. And in the daytime, it does get up into the 50s and all. This is just an overnight protection for them. So I'm going to put the others on the other plants just for tonight, because it's supposed to dip down again into the upper 30s. In reality, I'm not too concerned about that, because these have been sitting in the greenhouse. And while there is a degree or two of protection in the greenhouse for them, it has been cold out while they've been out there. So I'm sure they're well hardened off, and there isn't any real issue. I'm not actually really concerned about them, but it's like, I got these, so I want to use them. Okay, the cabbage is in. They've been fertilized, and they have the cloches put on top. So a good start to the cabbage growing. As you can see, I got these hoops here. These are some mini hoop house that I've made out of PVC, and I can just drape insect netting over the top once I take these cloches off, and that way it'll keep out the cabbage moth fly and protect the cabbages. and I can put them in all the way down the garden bed. I have little PVC pipes here and here. You can see I got them more over there. I have low ones too for like low growing plants. So I can put one more here, one more there, so I can cover the entire bed when I need to. But for now, since I've only got these 6 plants in, I can just cover these plants, and this bed will still be open. And then when the red cabbage goes in, and I forget this, I think there's lettuce going in down there. I forget now. I'll be able to cover the entire bed. So as it turns out, maybe it was a good idea to put those cloches over the top of the cabbage plants. When I was out for my morning walk this morning, it said it was 35 degrees, but felt like 29. So also a good idea that I didn't put my potatoes out in the greenhouse as I was thinking about. Would have killed them off, I'm sure. But I'm out here just checking on the cabbage transplants just to see how it is. It's a little chilly out here this morning. I came out without my sweatshirt on, and it's still a little chilly. Not much above that 35 degree temperature that there was this morning. So let's go take a look at the cabbage plants. So on initial inspection, it seems like they're doing pretty good in there. I ended up closing the vent holes so that the cold air didn't seep in, and it looks like it's doing okay. They all look like they're doing fine inside the cloche, and as you can see, condensation's building up on the inside. So it didn't freeze, and it probably kept them just warm enough to survive the transplant. So for maybe $1.25, not such a bad investment. And as I had said, I had put the mulch around the edge of the base to keep the air from escaping or entering in underneath. So they seem like they're doing good. They look like they've survived so far, and now I'll just have to wait and see how they grow. So I figured while I was out here freezing my butt off, I would check and see how the plants that I left in the greenhouse are doing, and whether they've fared any differently. It feels slightly warmer in here than it does outside, but the sun's coming up now, so it will warm up in here very quickly. But looking at the plants, the cabbage that was left over, and the celery that I'm still going to be planting out today, look like they're doing just fine. So the spring growing season really feels like it's here. We have the onions in the ground and now the cabbage. And tomorrow I'll probably plant the celery down at the Victory Garden. But if you want to see what we're doing in the garden last week, check out this video right here, and then subscribe and hit that notification bell. And that way you'll be able to follow along on the progress on all of our vegetables as we try to grow a supermarket in our own backyard. Okay, thanks for watching.